I'm in Nha Trang for the Vietnam Motorbike Tours trip, The Road to Cambodia. A 2-week trip. We're riding road bikes all the way to the Cambodian border, and then we're going to change over to Honda Rallies for the Cambodian section. And there might be a little bit of dirt on the other side, but it's primarily a road bike trip. So I'd like to show you the gear that I've brought for hot weather riding in a foreign country at relatively low speeds, but will keep me safe and keep me comfortable on this trip. So I hope you enjoy the video, and if you keep in touch with the channel and you keep watching our future videos, I'll be reporting on how all that gear went and what I thought of it and what I would change, what I'd recommend if you're planning on doing a similar trip yourself. So in my bag, the stuff I think I'll need for my 2-week tour, Vietnam and to Cambodia. So that bag is full of street clothes, and I'll go through some of that in a minute. There's some important things to think about when it comes to street clothes and what you're going to wear under your riding gear. I've got short ventilated boots. These are the Falco Atlas Air 2 boot, $299.95 Australian price, and I think they're really good. They've got plenty of D30 ankle and toe protection there. They're very, very well ventilated. They're not too high, but they're high enough for a touring boot. Velcro at the top here, stretch panels, just an all-round nice boot to wear. Not totally waterproof by any means, but I don't want that in Vietnam. I'll just get too hot with a waterproof liner inside the boot. So yeah, these ones are pretty cool, pretty happy with these. So we'll see how they go after another 2 weeks. Another boot. Now this is a Machna jacket. It's extremely ventilated because most of it is mesh. Yet there is armour in the elbows and shoulders, and I've put in a back protector as well. So they don't come with a back protector, you have to choose to do that. This jacket's highly ventilated. I've used it before. It's really, once the breeze is flowing through it, you don't feel like you're wearing too much of a jacket, and yet the protection's there as well, which is what I want. Now, this one does come with a hood, which I've zipped off, left at home. I really don't think I'm going to need a hood in a place where the temperature almost never drops below 25 degrees. I've thrown in a pair of winter gloves, but really they were for the time I was riding before, and I don't think I'll need them. Helmet. Well, gloves are in here. So these are 5 gloves, and they're again very ventilated. They have armour across the knuckles in case something does go wrong, but they're very comfortable to wear on the bike, and they are highly ventilated again, so stay cool and stay comfortable, and they dry out really quick too if it does rain. So that's the thing, we probably won't use any wet weather gear even if it does rain, because usually it doesn't last very long, and usually it's not cold, so it doesn't matter that much, and then you dry out fairly quickly. Riding pants. These are Machna riding pants. They're actually adventure pants, but I find them really good in hot conditions. Got the optional bib and brace on them, which means you don't have to keep them as tight around your hips to keep them up. Makes them more comfortable. They've got zip pockets on the leg and the hip. Lots of ventilation. Armour in the knees. Again, ventilation at the back, and they're just comfortable to wear all day and highly ventilated and dry out really quickly. Helmet. So I've got an Aero helmet that's a flip top. If you do the 2 red buttons here, it folds over to become an open face, and it's even got a lock here, so you can lock it in the open position if you want to just use it as an open face. This lever here flips down the tinted visor. So I reckon that's going to be perfect for Vietnam, and we'll see over the next couple of weeks. If you keep watching the channel, you'll find out how all this gear went. I've also got a Sena 50S to go on there. It slides on there. So I've got the microphone, I've got headphones now. I can use that with my phone, listening to music or podcasts or whatever, and if other members of the tour also have a compatible unit, a Sena or something else that's compatible, we'll be able to talk to each other on the trip. So that's a nice thing to have as well. Other things I've got in here. This is This is an Oxford mid-layer jacket liner. If we leave the mountains and it's cool, it's not waterproof, but it's kind of water resistant. So that's to block the wind if I'm going to be cold, and it folds up to not much. So that's pretty well all the riding gear. So a few things that go under the gear to keep you comfortable on tour, especially in a hot climate. So one of these things I'm trying out, I've used these a little bit, but this is the first, multi-week trip where I've tried this. This is a Cederberg shirt with Polygene technology. And they say that you'll get better life out of them and better results, better usage if you don't wash them too often. So you use it, you turn it inside out, hang it up, and I've got a little camper's clothesline that you can just thread through it, hang up anywhere, loop it around something, just to air out these things and let them breathe, and they're fine to go the next day. But also very, very quick to wash too. So if you want to wash them out, roll them up in a towel in the motel room, hang them up overnight, really good chance they'll be dry. I've got boxer shorts, the same sort of material. So again, I can wash those out, hang them out, and use them again the next day. I've also got socks that are merino. Now, merino wool is really, really good for, again, not going stinky like cotton. So you can wear these, you can have a long day in the saddle, get them all hot and sweaty, and then turn them inside out, let them air out overnight, and the next day they're fine. You can get multiple days out of these without them feeling horrible, without them feeling stinky. Now, they don't dry out as quickly if you do wash them, but you can hit them with a hairdryer in your motel room, and again, they'll come up pretty fresh for the next day's ride. So apart from that, I've got a neck scarf. So if I want to use this, I generally use them to keep you warm. A lot of people use them to keep dust away, things like that as well. Over your head, over your neck, might use it, might not, doesn't matter. Takes up very little space. So the idea behind this gear is that you can carry so much less gear. It's much easier to wash it on the road if you need to, and apart from a little bit of other stuff for evenings and days off, you don't need a hell of a lot of gear. So that makes the load that much lighter for your flights, for packing a bike if you are going to pack a bike, and highly recommend you give that a go. And again, I'll be making some reports on how well I feel that goes, and whether anybody on the tour tells me I'm stinky and horrible, I should wash my clothes more often, I'll be letting you know if that happens. So that's out there to try it out. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll be back in a few more days with more stories about Vietnam and the Vietnam Motorbike Tour Road to Cambodia. Thanks for joining us.